High School Blue Masks production of A Night of One Axe. At this time, please take note of the emergency exits located at the front and rear of the theater. We would like to ask you to turn off all cell phones at this time and refrain from any flash photography, as they can interfere with our sound equipment and be a distraction to the actors. There will be one 15-minute intermission, and refreshments will be sold in the lobby. No food or beverages will be allowed in the auditorium. Please refrain from leaving the theater during the performance. Now, introducing the Director of Fine and Performing Arts, Lauren Lewonka.
Good evening. Thank you, Chase. That was quite an introduction. I'm Lauren Lewonka, Director of Fine Arts for the District, and I would just like to welcome you to what I'm sure is going to be another wonderful, memorable Blue Masks production, directed by our own Mrs. Tisham. At this time, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Well, tonight you're in for a real treat, a 3-for-1 deal. The Blue Masks will be performing 3 different one-act shows for you. The Brothers Grimm Spectaculathon, Check Please, and 21 Chump Street. The performers have all been working hard, and we've had a lot of student directors leading the way, so thank you for coming out tonight to support them. And just a quick special thanks to our administrators that are here joining us tonight despite their own busy schedules. Our Director of Professional Personnel, Dr. Stephen Hudson, is in the audience tonight. Our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, Ms. Christine Tona, is in the audience tonight. And High School Assistant Principal, Mr. Sean O'Hara, is here tonight. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
In the stage. She closed the door.
Hello, and welcome to the Brothers Grimm Spectaculathon.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday! It's extreme. See monster slaying actions. 3-headed pigs battle the Robobot 9000 in a bone-crushing cage match of death. They'll huff, they'll puff, they'll kick some iron. Ha!
What we are going to do here today...
And then, the battle you've all been waiting for. Snow White versus Sleeping Beauty. Who's the toughest of them all? With Dwarf tossing afterwards.
Yeah, can you just, stop?
What happens when the princesses stop being kind and start being real and covered in mud and the other gives a crab hole?
Okay, stop. We are not doing that.
Flames! Flames!
Enough, Tommy. Weirding them out.
I'm extreme.
No, you're not. Can we just do the show, please?
Fine. But you know what? You are no longer considered extreme in my book. No longer extreme.
This is the Brothers Grimm Spectaculathon.
That's right. And what we're about to do here today is so amazing, you'll never be the same again.
If you need the bathroom, go now, and we'll wait. We don't really want any accidents.
You look a little touch and go, miss. She'll need to go? Keep an eye on that one.
A little background to begin.
The Brothers Grimm, who were 2 brothers named Grimm. They're dead, but in the period before they died, they wrote 209 fairy tales that we know and love today.
Well, they didn't write the stories.
The Brothers Grimm did not write 209 fairy tales that we know and love today. They were frauds. We should dig up their graves and spit on their corpses.
No, I'm just saying that they were the collectors of stories.
Never mind that last part.
And these stories have become incredibly popular. We all know them today.
Such stories as The Wolf and the 7 Young Kids.
The Pack of Ragamuffins.
Straw, Coal, and Bean.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Straw, Coal, and Bean, only like the best fairy tale ever written. I'm literally crying buckets by the end of it. Can't even look at Straw, Coal, and Bean the same ever again.
What's it about again?
No idea.
Right. While this might not be household names, many of these stories have been immortalized in film and television.
Of course, they've all been changed by the mouse to feed their enormous octopus-like animation empire, which grabs your soul in a deathing grip crush of happy, happy songs and talking objects. Oh, I can't even say their name aloud without them trying to find some way to sue me. Hear that? You won't win! and I can get away with it!
Okay. What we are going to do right now is return some of these fairy tales to their original glory. We've assembled the greatest troupe of actors the world has ever seen, and...
I heard there was supposed to be some catering back here. There's like a beef thing in the back. Where? In the back, someone can get off the stage. Is there anything to drink? No!
These actors are so insanely talented.
I don't see anything! Do you see the radiator? No! Oh, wait. No. There's probably someone sitting on. Just push him off. Here it is.
Ow! Anyway, in just the short amount of time that we have, our crack team of actors is going to perform all 209 fairy tales of the Brothers Grimm.
Whoa, that's like 3 stories a minute.
Or a different number if you actually know math. And we're keeping the original endings intact.
Blood, violence, people being cut open with scissors.
And to make things even more difficult, we are going to perform them as originally intended.
That's one giant, enormous, mega super story that is gonna rock your world.
Are you ready?
I'm so excited, I think I'm gonna throw up. Does someone have a hat?
Well, I don't know when he's coming back, so... Mother died in childbirth and who was raised by wolves, and who was also abandoned by her father, who could spin straw into gold and made a deal with a series of talking elves if they would help him make some shoes. And I think there was a talking fox in there somewhere.
And she was beautiful.
Because nobody cares about ugly people.
You care about ugly people?
And nobody cares about you. Anyway, there was a girl.
And she was poor.
Oh, I am poor.
Dirt poor.
She couldn't even afford dirt.
Dirt for sale, dirt for sale. Hey you, get off the merchandise. I shall flood the ground with my tears. You're getting it wet. Stop it. If only I knew who my father was, who could spin straw into gold, and make deals with the elves, and talk to wolves, and who was also acquainted with the talking fox. Excuse me, ma'am. I couldn't help overhear your tale of misery and woe, and I'm here to grant your heart's desire if you give me one small thing. That sounds like a great bargain, and I wouldn't even ask what that one small thing is because I am so innocent and trusting. Excellent. I vanish. I vanish again. What a nice lady.
Hey there, hot stuff.
Are you a prince?
Of darkness. That's a good one. I had to tell one to the demons back at home. Now, I've heard your tale of misery and woe, and I'm here to help.
Well,
Just sign this contract here, and you shall conceive a daughter so beautiful, the very earth will want to kiss her. In a platonic way. Nothing can keep.
sounds good.
I don't say that.
This is a busy street.
Hello there!
You're hideous and deformed.
Look, I have a great bargain for you.
My stomach recoils in horror as you approach.
Yes, I know, but...
Why has God's creation been so perverted?
Do you want to hear my offer or not?
Sure, go ahead. You're probably trustworthy, and I'm stupid and don't judge people by their appearances.
I shall make you rich. Rich, I tell you, beyond your wildest dreams.
Can I have my own jet fighter? With Tom Cruise in it? When he was 23 and not into all that weird stuff.
Oh, he was still into that stuff. He just wasn't advertising it. Anyway, I shall make you rich. Not so that you can afford that jet fighter, but rich enough.
Sounds good.
And I ask just one small thing in return.
Okay.
Don't you want to know what it is?
No, I trust you.
Very well.
It was a good day for the girl. She fell in love with the prince.
Hey, you're hot.
I am hot.
Let's get married.
Score.
And they grew very rich.
Whoa, oh, I just tripped over this giant pot of gold. What are the odds?
Haha, score.
And they conceived a child.
Whoa. How did this happen?
Oh boy. Well, you see, kids, when a prince and a princess love each other very
Through
much,
magic! The magic of the devil. And that's where babies come from.
Ah! The baby's coming!
Push, push, breathe!
I'm breathing! How on earth would I not be breathing? I'd be dead if I weren't breathing. You need to think more before you speak.
Miracle of childbirth.
You can do it, honey!
I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you!
Focus your anger! Focus your anger!
Ah!
Oh, I can see a little head! Oh, it's so beautiful!
Years passed, and the beautiful young girl grew into a young teenager, Rapunzel.
Seriously? We're going with Rapunzel? I like to Amber.
That was the name of your ex-girlfriend.
We were just friends.
Then why do you save her letters?
Are you gonna wear your hair like that?
Shut up! Darling, we're going to have dinner, so go wash your hands. You can't tell me what to do.
Hey, don't talk to your mother like that. She sold her soul just to have you.
I don't care. I didn't ask me born. I'm going out.
You're not walking out of this house, young lady.
I do what I want. You don't know me. I'm your mother. So I'm going to hate my frog prince.
He's just using you to get some action.
You're going to get warts. He loves me. I don't care if he's green and slimy.
I'm not gonna listen to this anymore. I'm gonna go play golf instead.
We're going to run away together and attack
And
Corwin.
just then,
I have returned.
Your time is up.
You know, it's crazy. I was just walking through the neighborhood, and I was like, oh yeah, did I forget that thing from that girl like 18 years ago? And then here I was, right at your house. I mean, that's pretty cool, huh?
Fine. What do you want?
Your child. Look, they're
It was
right
my
in
deal
the
first. I think I
I
have the
I-
priority. I don't know number two. I don't think
Mom, how many deals did you make?
Just 3. Oh, and I may have promised your hand in marriage to a talking rabbit, but what? It was dark. I was young. I needed the money and the baby and the prince, but really just the money and the baby.
I can't believe you. I hate you. I'm so out of here. Why do you think I'm in counseling, huh? You so ruined my life.
Oh, stop being so melodramatic. So just go with the devil. Thank you. Told you I had a prior claim.
Or the witch woman, or the freaky, ugly dwarf guy.
If you can guess my name, I will release the
She's
curse.
Rumpelstilskin.
Rumpelstiltskin?
Dang it.
and the little man stomped his feet so hard that he broke through the floor. And when he tried to pull himself out, he broke in half. Do it.
I'm not cleaning that up.
Well, now that little horrid man is gone, I will take Rapunzel. Excuse me, I'm the devil. I think I have a little bit more claim on this girl than some stupid little witch. Enchantress. Whatever, witch.
Now's the time, Mom. Let's rhyme.
Quiet, honey. I'm watching this. Go, devil.
Mom!
What? I just like him better.
I curse you!
I curse you right back. You know what? This is stupid. Tell you what, if you sign this contract here, I'll let you have Rapunzel.
That sounds like a plan.
Perfection. I disagree with your crown brimstone.
Well, come along, Rapunzel. Where are we going? I have this great tower for you.
Run along, dear.
Mom, I don't want to go with the evil enchantress.
Yeah, and I didn't want to raise a spoiled brat. But sometimes you don't always get what you want, unless you make a deal with the devil and a couple other weird people. See ya!
So, the Enchantress locked Rapunzel in a high tower with no stairs or doors. As for the girl and her prince,
I'm back from my golfing trip. What did I miss?
The forces of darkness battled it out for our daughter's soul.
Cool. You wanna go to Hawaii?
Rock on!
and they lived happily ever after. Meanwhile, Rapunzel grew really long hair, because she was a hippie, didn't bathe, also because she was a hippie, until she was eventually rescued by her own prince.
But our story is not even remotely finished.
No, wait, it's finished. It has not yet begun. We need to find out where Rapunzel's mother came.
Long before she was known as Rapunzel's mother, she was known as...
Gretel, what are you doing out?
Nothing.
You seem moody lately, as if something were bothering you.
It's our mother, and peer pressure. You see, mother died before we were born.
I remember.
Our next story, Hansel and Gretel, or After School Special meets horror movie.
Haunted Hansel, haunted by a memory.
I too am haunted. Perhaps we ought to go out into the woods, where it's dark and scary.
Could we get some cool lighting effects, please? Thank you. Now, you people over here, awake? Yeah, sure, good. And here's what I want you to do. When I point to you, I want you to make a sound like from a really creepy horror movie, you know, like, ch, 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 ah, ah, ah. Can we try that? Come on, come on, come on. Seriously, that's it? Come on, come on, come on. Okay, oh, fine. Now, you people over here, you look a little smarter than that last one. I'm sorry, it's just true. Now, when I point to you, I want you to repeat after me. Don't go in there! Can we try that? Don't go in there! Awesome. And finally, no horror movie is complete without some heavy breathing, you know, like, can we try that? Oh, okay, you guys are gonna need to take it outside. This is a family show, and I'd really like to watch that. Okay. And finally, since this is an after-school special, when I point to all of you, I want you to repeat after me. Peer pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure. Can we try that? Man, you're all a bunch of freaking geniuses. All right, now, say the words. Peer pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure. Perfect. And just to make things a little easier, I will have 3 lovely sign men who can accompany me. And back with our story.
Hansel, I'm worried about you.
Why?
I saw you smoking behind the school the other day. Why did you do that?
Don't tell me what to do, Gretel. Smoking is cool. It makes me feel like a man. Like a real man. With dark, sultry lungs and a deep, masculine cough. Let's go out in the woods.
I don't know if I want to. Okay.
Smoke?
Okay.
So here we are, in the woods.
Something's not right here.
You're just a chicken.
It feels so strange, Hansel. What's that?
Nothing.
It's a house.
It's made out of candy.
What should we do?
If only I had some sort of clue as to what to do. Should I try the door? Huh. Let's go in there.
It's dark in here.
Teach you a lesson by eating you.
Eating us?
But not yet. I'm gonna have to fatten you up first.
So, Hansel and Gretel were locked away and force-fed sugar water, like mice. And they got fatter, and then they dieted a little bit. And then they got fatter again. Until one day...
Why does my cologne smell like gravy?
Well, my pretties, except you. Boy, you have more of a rugged masculinity about you.
Thanks.
Well, I'm gonna need some help cleaning out my oven. I'll take volunteers. Anyone?
Oh, me.
Excellent. Come along, Hansel.
It's Hansel.
Oh, right. Hansel. right in here.
Hey! I dropped a quarter. Could you pick it up?
A quarter?
Eat this witch!
Ah! I'm melting! Oh, wait. I'm burning!
Well, I'm glad that's over with.
Let's eat her house.
So they made it, but the horror wasn't over yet.
Hey, Gretel. I was talking to some bad kids down by the park behind school.
I don't like those bad kids.
Yeah, and they were telling me that drugs are cool.
Drugs are cool.
Come on, Gretel. All the cool kids are doing it.
I don't know if I want to, Hansel.
It's fairy dust. Everyone's doing it. It lets you fly.
I don't want to fly.
Fine, I'll do it myself then.
And he jumped off a cliff.
I can fly! Maybe!
Now it's really up to you, audience. If you can clap hard enough, then Hansel will live. You didn't clap hard enough. He died. You know, I've done this show a lot, and every time the audience clapped hard enough to let Hansel live. I just don't really even know what to say. You know, I think it comes down to this lady. This lady right here. She didn't clap hard enough. You know, her heart was not into it. How do you face your children, ma'am? How do you face your children? No, don't even talk to me.
Hansel!
I'm so sorry, Gretel.
Oh no! Fairy dust is clinging on the young life. Like animals being blown out before they're died. Oh, we are his dust in the wind.
Anyway, after Hansel's untimely death, thank you very much, Mrs. Toole, Gretel married a wandering woodcutter, and they had a child who would eventually grow up to have their own daughter and make a deal with several supernatural entities who would, I don't know, take her or something.
But
There's always a but.
one question remains.
Where did the witch come from?
Funny you should ask. Once upon a time, there was a dwarf.
I, prefer a little person.
In fact, 2 dwarves.
Well, I prefer dwarf.
And these dwarves worked all day in the mines.
I've been working on the railroad.
No, in the mines.
Oh, whistle while you...
Oh, we cannot use that song.
I do what I want.
No, like it's copyrighted. We can't use it or the mouse will sue us. Anyway, these dwarves worked in the mines and they sang their little song, and then one day they came home to find...
What the heck is that thing?
Get her away from me! She's gonna eat me! Ah!
You see, back in those days, most people were cannibals, which explains the witch from before. This first dwarf, though, who we will name Dopey, Slappy, wasn't afraid.
God, I like ladies, so, baby, I couldn't help noticing that you're in my bed.
Oh, okay, stop. This is a children's story?
Oh, so, I'm gonna chop you up and eat you.
Time out.
What? I'm just doing what my character would want.
You don't get to eat Snow White. You're the villain of this story.
I've been doing character work. Slappy's had a hard life. He's worked all of his life in the mines, and he's been discriminated against for being a dwarf. He's got, like, blacklight, you know? And he hates the world. He hates it.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, so when this chick comes into his bed and sleeps in his house, it's dinner time.
No. We are going to do the story as originally written. Snow White cleans the house for the dwarves, and then she gets poisoned by an apple, and then a prince shows up and...
Why do I have to clean the house? Is it because I'm a woman?
Yes.
No. It's because the dwarves are messy, and you have OCD, and you want to make everything nice.
I don't see why I have to clean the house. I'm the princess. They should be cleaning for me.
All right, she's become too much trouble. Let's eat her.
No! We are doing the story as originally written.
You know, maybe we should let them rewrite the story.
Oh, I got another one. I've been cursed by a witch and I have supernatural powers.
Besides, the classics are sometimes, he says,
Oh, really? These are classic stories. Classics.
Oh, and now I can animate zombies. I've always wanted to animate zombies.
Classic, huh? I'll show you a classic. Here we go, number 191. Old story I like to call Lean Lisa.
Never heard of it.
Am I beautiful?
You're lean.
Oh, skinny. I've always wanted to be skinny.
Oh, have you tried ingesting tapeworm eggs? Really cleans you out on the inside.
So, Lean Lisa lays in bed with her husband, Long Lawrence.
Do I get to be Long Lawrence? Sure. Sweet.
Dear husband, I was thinking.
I'm trying to sleep, woman.
I'm tired of being poor and starved. What if we took the cow in the field, got her to have some calves, then we can raise and sell those calves, and we can buy more animals so we wouldn't have to starve anymore.
That sounds like a lot of work.
You're lazy!
Quiet your wagging tongue, woman!
And she died. Died.
That's what it says.
Right here.
Well, that story sucks.
Can I tell my version now?
Are y'all gonna need me anytime soon?
Yes, we're starting over right now. Once upon a time, there was a girl. You're gonna be Snow White now.
Really? I've always wanted to be Snow White. I remember my 5th birthday party. It was a dress-up party. Everybody came as Bowe, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that weird thing from the McDonald's commercial. But I was Snow White, and I was so happy with my little dress and wig and tiara. It was the happiest day of my life until my mom told me I was a boy. Although she was the one that's been dressing me up in those clothing
And
since.
to be on, and she was the most beautiful girl in the entire kingdom.
I am the prettiest.
But her stepmother was jealous.
Snow White.
Stepmother?
Is that a zit on your face?
You like that, wouldn't you?
Well, I do believe you're pretty lovely.
Not on this body, sister. These curves are tight and streamlined like a racing yacht.
Which means your eyebrows, they're looking puffy.
My eyebrows are like a block of clay in the hands of a blind god of sculpting eyebrows. Who writes this stuff?
Just go with it. And the stepmother went into her room and gazed into her magic mirror.
Mirror, mirror, on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
Well, it's certainly not you. Oh, that's a good idea. You should try that.
Meanwhile, Snow White had other plans.
Mirror, mirror, hanging on black hooks. Why must I be judged by my looks?
Fashion magazines.
But I am so much more. I've got the brains and martial arts skills. I'm going to one of those 7 sisters after I graduate high school, where I plan on double majoring on women's studies and social psychology.
I only respond to rhyming questions. Besides, those aren't even real majors.
Okay? Mirror, mirror, hang over there. How do I make the young people care?
Put it in a music video with hot chicks.
That's not a very
And
good...
just then, it was her stepmother.
Stepmother.
Snow White.
No, yeah.
Snow White.
Stepmother.
Look at me, and no despair, Snow White. For I have a lot of money with my love, plus a surgery in Hollywood. My bust points north, my skin's as smooth as a lake after the storm. I have had all my tattoos taken off. I touch, sucked, vacuumed, and erased every religion I've experienced in the past 27 years. And now I am more beautiful than even you.
Not quite.
Dang it. How about after it's operating?
When are you gonna learn, stepmother, that we women shouldn't be judged by our surface beauty, but by the contents of our brains?
That's just stupid.
Well, how about I take you out with my martial arts skills?
Oh, it's on.
In fact, it was a little bit
just in the neighborhood, looking for a girl in a coma to make out with. Whoa, chick fight!
It was a glorious battle.
Ow, 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 ow!
Go Snow White!
Titanic struggle of good versus evil, purity versus corruption, until finally,
I shall transform myself into a wicked black dragon.
No. That was Sleeping Beauty the movie.
I thought you were doing Sleeping Beauty.
This is Snow White.
Take that, witch!
I'm melting. Actually, I'm waiting.
That was so hot.
Like someone else I know, Prince.
You're very forward.
I'm a modern woman. Come on, let's get married.
And just then,
Hi ho, hi ho.
What did you just call me?
Nothing. Look, I'm living with a bunch of other dwarves.
I've heard enough. You are lucky enough to become my servant. Come with me.
and they lived happily ever after and avoided all traditional gender roles. And the 7 little dwarfs cooked and cleaned and did all the other junk that Snow White had to do. The end. Wow, that was enlightened. Thank you. La 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 la.
But the witch actually survived the vicious stabbing.
It's just a flesh wound.
No, stop.
What? It is. It's just a flesh wound. Wait, what?
Can we please make it through this play without any forced Monty Python references?
You're no fun.
But But of course, we can't truly understand that story until we find out where the dwarf came from.
See, the secret lies in our next story, number 95, The Devil's Grandmother.
The devil has a grandmother.
Yeah, everyone does. And you should call yours before she dies.
Yeah, I have a phone call to make.
Finally, I thought you'd never leave. Now, before we start this very special story, I'd like us all to think about that special old person we all have in our lives. You know, the one. And think, what would it be like to be old for a day? You already know, ma'am. Think of what it must be like just to be waiting for the welcoming arms of death. Have your mind decay, your body collapse. Tell us about it, ma'am. This woman so old, can't even speak. Must be your caretaker, I pity you. Now, this very special story is brought to you by the Hallmark Channel. Could we get some soft, warm glow on stage? Can we have a warm glow around everyone? Can we try that again, please? Yeah, you! I'm talking to you! We're having a very special moment here, and you're ruining the special moment! What'd you just call me? This is a family show, you walking pile of putrescence! You probably don't even know what that word means, do you? You wanna know why? Because you went to public school, and they don't teach you vocab anymore! Hey, how'd you get that picture of my mom? Ho ho! You're dead! I got my hands on you!
And now, for a very special Hallmark Channel presentation, The Devil's Grandmother. Times were tough on the old farm.
Now that Grandpa's dead, I guess I'll just plant in this garden. That's all I've got left, really.
A special garden. A garden of love.
Grandmama, I heard about Grandpa. Could you use a hug?
Boy, could I.
And so began a very special relationship between a grandmother and her grandson, who just so happened to be the devil.
Can I help you plant those peas, Grandmama?
Sure you can, grandson. Just don't let me catch you using that black magic of yours.
Oh, Grandmama.
Say, are your horns getting bigger?
I'm growing up.
So you are. So you are.
But the garden couldn't stay green forever.
Grandmama! Grandmama!
Do I know you?
What? I'm your grandson, the devil?
Now where did I put my glasses? Your grandmother does all starters.
What? No, it's not fair. It's not fair, Grandmama!
So they decided to go on one last road trip together.
I've always wanted to see the Grand Canyon.
We'll make it there, even if I can't legally drive.
Earthly laws never stopped you before.
You're right.
It would be the wackiest road trip of their lives.
Did you just burn
apple cart into the ground by calling the Tower of Hades?
Oh, Grandmama! You didn't see anything.
And maybe, just maybe, they'd learn a little something about the power of the human heart.
Grandmama, our car ran out of gas, so I found this human heart, and I'm using it to power our car.
Who are you again?
But the greatest lesson they would learn would be when they reached the Grand Canyon.
You know, grandson, me and your grandpa were simple people. We liked simple things. We were supposed to come out here for a honeymoon. We never made it, though, because there were chores to be done. I would have loved this view, though.
I could summon it from the dead and place his soul inside a coyote.
It wouldn't be the same. Which coyote?
But even very special Hallmark Channel movies sometimes have sad endings.
Grandma! Grandmama!
She didn't make it.
No, it's not fair! Why, God, why?
Because you're the devil, and I don't like you.
I curse you and your kingdom!
Oh, I know, but what are you going to do about it?
Your grandmother didn't have any insurance, so I'm gonna have to charge you her medical bills for dying, which will amount to about $23,000.
I curse you!
And he shrank and shrank and shrank, till he became quite small, in fact, a dwarf.
Now go work in the mine with the rest of your kind. I'm going to Disneyland to work there in one of those big costumes where I walk around and pretend to be one of those Disney characters, but you don't know which one. So next time you see Chip and Dale walking towards you, I'm back to prevent lawsuits! Too late!
Of course, we can't follow that story unless we find out where the devil's grandmother came from.
Can we just pause for a second?
What?
Is that really how the Brothers Grimm recorded that story?
Well, that was more of a modern adaptation. You know, we took a few liberties, and okay, fine. The real story is about a couple of soldiers who sign their souls away, and the devil's grandmother feels bad for them, blah, 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 blah. Nobody gets killed in the end. I just thought the title was funny.
But now we have to fit into our storyline.
No problem, because long before she was the devil's grandmother, she was just a girl.
Oh, I'm orphaned. Oh, I'm sad.
Can we pause here for a second?
Oh, how sad I am.
Can you just stop?
What?
So, like, there was some really bad beef in the catering.
Oh, the catering was so bad.
Uh-oh. Well, I had the beef.
Everyone's throwing up back there.
Excuse me.
Yeah, we don't have enough actors left to do this one.
What?
Well,
guess we can skip it then. Too bad about Talking Fish, or Riding Hood, Frog Prince, Cinderella.
No, we're not skipping it.
How many actors do we have left?
Me?
Now you listen to me, you little reject from Nickelodeon. This is my chance to be a star, got it? We are going to do my film, and we are going to get a full-length feature film out of it, and you are going to make me look good, got it?
Well, I...
Got it? Or I'll tear your tiny heart and use it as a chew toy for my half-jaw, half-Doberman mix, got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Oh, how sad. Life, so sad.
Okay, so her mother died and her father remarried.
Mother? Where are you, Mother? Are you dead?
And the woman he married was beautiful of face, but black of heart. Now, Cinderella had two wicked stepsisters, both equally as beautiful.
I think you got that wrong. I'm the pretty one. Oh, they're quite hideous.
Says here they're pretty too.
I think I know my story. Thank you. Oh, they're so mean to me. Oh, so mean. I can barely stand it. My tears. Oh, so many tears shall wash these dusty flagstones.
Look what the cat dragged in!
Does it smell you, or is it just her?
Oh, that was a good one, Giselle. Nice!
Thanks, I thought you liked that one.
Oh, Cinderella, I need to be going to the ball.
What ball?
Oh, you know, the ball being thrown by Prince Charming.
Oh, that Prince Charming, he's so charming. Every time I see him, I want to grab his little tights-wearing bottom and squeeze it until his guts spray and pepper spray.
Can I come?
Of course you can. Not come. Balls are for people who bathe.
But we do have a special treat for you. You're gonna help us get ready for the ball.
Make us pretty.
Make me prettier than her. I need that charming. I need him. Please.
I suppose, but I'm gonna get a lot of makeup.
So, being the good girl that she was,
I'm so good.
she got both of her sisters ready for the ball.
I'm so hot.
Oh, I'm gorgeous.
Life so unfair. The room is spinning. Why, God, why must I always be punished? A servant, a slave, lower than the dust, lower than the worms who crawl beneath the dust. So low. I shall now cry myself to sleep, as I do every night.
I think she thinks the Oscar committee's watching. But just then, Cinderella's wicked stepmother entered.
Why, Cinderella, what seems to be the trouble here?
Life and the misery it entails. If only my poor, dear, dead mother were alive, she would take me to the ball.
Now, Cinderella, stop your whining. Just come over here and, sit on your stepmother's lap.
That's weird.
Get over it.
Oh.
Now, oh boy, you've really been hitting the pot roast, haven't you? You think that eating the dust and sleeping by the hearth would make you skinny? No.
I'm big-boned.
But just then, Cinderella's wicked stepsister, Giselle, entered.
Ouch.
Mother, are you coming?
In a moment now, dear. Run along.
Will do, thanks. Lady.
But then, from the other side of the room, Cinderella's other wicked stepsister entered.
Oh, Mother, I really need to be going.
You do that, witch.
What did you just call me?
You heard what I said, witch.
Oh, no, you didn't! Now, girls, please. Both of you, you're both pretty and you're both going to the ball. Now, would you please both leave right now without saying anything else?
And so they left.
Thank you. Now, Cinderella, I am a fair wicked stepmother. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this entire dish of lentils into the fireplace. And once you pick the ball out, then you may come to the ball with us.
And with that, she dumped an entire bowl of lentils into the fireplace, like she said she was gonna do.
What are lentils?
They're like tiny things that go in soup. Apparently really hard to get on fire spaces.
Oh, the humanity. Why must I always be punished? What's that? What could it be? My fairy...
It was a swarm of birds.
Question. Do we need to play each individual bird, or can I be collectively the birds?
I guess you could be a collective of birds.
Oh, thank you. You have no idea how much that means to me. Tweet, tweet, tweet! Tweet, tweet! Tweet, 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 tweet!
Look, birds, they're so beautiful. Come, my feather friends, and come and peck these lentils out of the fireplace.
Peck, 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 peck!
Oh, I'm truly blessed. Thank you, swarm of birds.
Tweet! Cinderella, I am heading off to the ball now. Bye-bye.
How can life be so unfair? Why must I always be punished? But what's that? What could it be? My fairy...
It was another swarm of birds.
Tweet, 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 tweet!
This time carrying a dress.
Oh, carrying a dress! Tweet, tweet, this dress! Tweet, tweet, here we go.
Thank you, swarm of birds. What a lovely dress. Yeah. So, who's gonna do my hair? What a surprise! A fairy godmother! Isn't this where she's supposed to come in and, like, do her magic thing?
Nope.
What?
We're going by the original. There's no fairy godmother, just a lot of birds.
Tweet, 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 tweet,
no.
tweet, tweet.
Shut up. Let me see that. There's no fairy godmother in here.
No. It's about 11 when I figured out I didn't have a fairy godmother.
Who's gonna turn the pumpkin into a coach, huh?
You walk there?
What? This is so stupid. I'm Cinderella. I have a fairy godmother and a coachman out of a pumpkin, and you know, the bunch of mice that just turned into coachmen. Oh, so there's no mice then, either, is there? Next thing you know, there won't even be a glass slipper. There's no glass slipper. Then I don't even know how this story goes. Maybe I just get beheaded at the end. I just get beheaded at the end?
No, I haven't read to the end yet.
Oh my god, I quit.
Tweet. Well, I guess someone's not having a happily ever after. Now then, let's continue with our story.
We can't continue. There's no Cinderella.
Sure there is. Put on the dress, Jason. So, Cinderella put on the dress and she felt very pretty.
I feel very pretty.
And it was time for her to leave for the ball.
Now I will walk to the ball.
But when she got there, the ball was guarded by a one-armed, eye-patch-wearing Scottish pirate named Mac.
What you doing at this here ball? If it's not Scottish, it's crap. I would like to come in, please. Shut it!
But just then, Cinderella's wicked stepmother and stepsisters arrived.
Cinderella, what are you doing here?
You suck.
I want to go to the ball. I have a dress because the birds brought it for me.
And then the birds came out of the sky and pecked Mac's other eye out.
Back, out the other eye. Oh, and then sweet.
Just then,
presenting His Royal Highness, the Prince.
Oh, there we have no nice time, aren't we? Blimey. You're gorgeous. Who's that, mate?
My name's Cinderella.
Right, yeah, come over here and give us a taste then, love.
Oh, stop it, Prince. You're embarrassing me.
I'll do more than that later. Blimey, your skin's as supple as a baby's bottom.
Really?
Yeah, I like to pour some hot sauce all over you and roast you over open fire until your skin's brown and tender like a chicken breast.
Oh, it's like that, Mr. Prince. Oh, boy.
Okay,
yeah.
This is getting weird. I have to admit, I'm impressed. Maybe you should win the Oscar.
Oh, Prince, you dance divinely.
Not so much of an answer yourself.
Oh, what are these strange feelings? Could it be love? Oh, my heart is beating so fast. What am I to do? Will they love me back? Isn't this where I was supposed to drop a glass slipper?
See, you actually dropped the slipper on your third trip to the prince's balls. The birds keep bringing you more dresses, and you keep dancing, and then finally on the third trip, the prince smears pitch on the steps of the palace, and your shoe gets caught in it. Your golden shoe, by the way.
Golden shoe? Huh, that does sound more comfortable than glass.
Can we skip to that part, please? I'm gonna die.
No, why don't you put a little more effort into this, okay? Fine. A little of this, a little of that. The prince comes looking for the foot who fits the shoe.
Say any of you darlings here lost a shoe?
Oh, I did. Let me see that. Oh, can I go try this on in the bathroom? Oh, no one else is watching? I'm kind of shy.
Sure, take all the time you like, love.
Sweet, thanks.
And tried on the shoe. Didn't fit. So she stopped, thought, and came to the only rational conclusion. She chopped her big toe off.
Say, you alright in there, love?
Oh, I'm fine. See, it fits.
Oh, bangers and mash. Let's go get married then. Go on up into the carriage.
But, as they were getting into the carriage...
Hey, what's all this then? There's blood everywhere.
Hiya, sit. You chopped off your toe, you did. I never had any toes. Sure you did. I'll miscarriage you.
So, they came back to the household for a second time.
Say, anyone else want to try a shoe? You want to try a shoe? Can I do that? Can I go to the bathroom and try it on when no one's watching? For no particular reason at all?
Sure, I'm not all that bright. Go, take your time.
Oh, nice.
So, tried to shoe on. Didn't fit. So she gave up. I'm just kidding, she chopped her heel off.
Oh, mother witch.
You alright, man?
Oh, yeah. I love you.
Well, I mean, you're as pretty as a daisy. Let's go get married and I'll bring him a carriage again.
Nice.
But, as they were riding,
Say, smell something funny, love?
No, not at all. I cut my foot while I was shaving. I have hairy feet. Like a hobbit.
You chopped off your hair, you wench! Why?
Oh, I did it for you!
Out of the carriage again!
So, they returned to the house for a third time.
Say, I noticed several ladies in this here household have chopped off body parts to fit in this here shoe. But I was wondering if anyone else would like to give it a little whirly-dirly. You see, I'm not all that bright, but I am very persistent, which makes me ideal to run the government.
I will try the shoe.
Righto.
It fits! It is I!
It is you!
My love!
And they lived happily ever after. As for the stepsisters, a swarm of birds came out and pecked their eyes.
Nice!
Just for fun.
However,
I don't think so.
however, that is not the end of our story.
That's just the beginning.
Exactly.
Hey, I thought you had the beef.
Oh no, we were all fine. We just wanted to see if we could do it.
It's not very nice.
What can you do? Well, I'm afraid that we are out of time.
So, it's time for the lightning round recap.
It is?
Yeah, or else no one will be able to follow the narrative. So, what we're going to do here today is react everything we've done so far in 2 minutes. You ready?
I was born ready.
All right, then. Go!
Cinderella got pregnant.
Heavens!
After they were married.
Joy's dead!
But her daughter married a demon.
Oh, that's your fault!
And then Cinderella got old.
I'm old now. Grandson!
You're losing your mind because you're old.
You're the devil!
I know!
You're sick. Let's go sick.
I curse you! Now I'm a dwarf. I mean little person!
Hey, I have an idea. Let's form a dwarf village with 5 of our dwarf friends.
That's a great idea!
Ah, a giant hottie!
Ah, a dwarf!
Little person!
Hey, how about you clean our house and tuck us in at night?
You're not going to impress me.
I'm hotter than you.
I don't judge myself by my looks, but I'm still hotter than you.
Want to fight about it?
Yes.
Your kung fu moves are stronger than mine.
Hey, what's going on here?
I'm an emancipated.
And I'm taking what I want. You.
Hi, what is it?
I said no, Monty Python. Hey, let's see the lady's house.
That's a great idea.
Why don't I push you in an oven and you die?
I'm dying in an ironic way. Hey, I'm having a child. I'm dying in childbirth. Sorry, night.
Somehow implore, the devil, the enchantress, and the weird guy.
Yeah. Rumpelstilskin.
Deal? Deal? Deal.
Hey, baby, let's get married.
I hate you all because I'm a teenager. Tough case, I already sold your soul to the devil, the enchantress, and the weird guy. Come, Rapunzel, I have a great tower for you.
You could have her as long as you sign this contract.
Fine. Bye.
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 And they all lived happily ever after.
But,
I hope that contract I signed with the devil doesn't have any repercussions. You'll find out.
the end.
I'll turn around.